Love is a perspective, and perspective is a vibration. And when we have those moments of clarity, it's because we've moved into a new vibration and we have a deeper understanding of an energy within that perspective. It's such an amazing understanding when you start to look at the same things but with a new perspective. And when that perspective is love, when you're in the vibration of love, it feels like clarity so much of the time, and ease and understanding and compassion and acceptance. There's so much more of a fuller dynamic with everything that you're interacting with, and it becomes this incredible give and receiving that just allows us to be open and grateful and present with ourselves and with others in a way that we never have been. Today, there's been these messages coming in from many places of connection and identity and vulnerability, all coming back, all coming together to exemplify that significant connection that we all long for. And when we can approach or understand how we find that connection, like working backwards from vulnerability, we are able to recognize how love comes from vulnerability, how we can open our hearts to allow others to see us and how we see ourselves, and create that connection that with vulnerability, it makes that accessible. It makes us accessible. It makes it accessible to us. It makes it accessible to others. It's so magnificent, really, when you can change the perspective, especially with a term like vulnerability, from fear to love. Because when you look at vulnerability with fear in your heart, it closes you right off. There's no openness. It shuts down that connection. And I mean, I know that because I lived with that for so long, and at the time, and for so long, so many years, that deep vulnerability for me was the identity of having a friend and a lover commit suicide. So now to be able to turn that around and look at it from a perspective of love, that ability for me to open myself up and allow myself to be vulnerable and discuss that most sensitive part of who I was or who I am, it has allowed for connection on such an incredible deep level that I never would have known existed had I not been able to open myself up to expose that part of myself. And the more I'm able to do it and the more vulnerable I make myself, the more that connection resonates with other people, and it feels so freeing and so enabling. I'm not sure that's the right word, but it is such a delight to be able to recognize that healing process that I'm going through, that I've been on, is a gift to be able to share with other people. And the little messages and the awarenesses that I'm having and the clarities that I'm experiencing, I want to be able to speak about, because those are the life altering, heart opening valuable lessons that I'm really learning. So allow vulnerability to flow, and let it look at it from a place of love, and let it, as I think as Brené Brown says, vulnerability is the path.